drive and vigor and enthusiasm, expertise for the overseas market. Without any concrete result, I went to the doctors. I took medicine. There was some emergency in the office and all around GCC started blasting me using the bad words for people who raise their voice. And this is not the way for you to talk. Again went on blasting. You have no clue who I am to destroy you, destroy your career. Anger offer is in there and she threatened me. And the phone down. I was like shocked by nobody like me. I need to be terminated. Millions of worth of projects rather than listening to the gossips. Hello everyone, welcome back to another topic, discussions. So today's topic is definitely the hot topic, that is election results 2026. So before I get into the election results and one more topic I am going to discuss, that is my personal political experiences part 2. I had already covered a part 1, do check it out, the link is below. So before I proceed to these kind of discussions, I would also comment 2 points here, Recently, I have visited India and I had an amazing experience about the infrastructure. Infrastructure is still under development, but still the kind of services that is being available in India, compared to what it used to be 5 or 10 or 15 years ago, the development is really appreciable, and really appreciate all those people who relentlessly worked to achieve united dreams of all the people of India. Like all of us are looking forward to the development. The developments have been amazing, and especially when you're coming from a different country, we can actually make out the differences of what the kind of growth in terms of commercial sectors, or the kind daily life, or the kind of transportation availability, the kind of products available, the quality of the products. We have to take a moment to appreciate all the people who put in efforts to bring in this kind of development. Really kudos to the people. Now the second point is I also try to promote certain kind of brands, and I actually wanted to try out the Indian products and Indian brands that has been set up in the last couple of years. And I also bought of Indian products just to understand the kind of quality that is being delivered. And I must say that for the money is being charged, the quality is amazing. Like years ago, we used to say the quality is not that good or the services is not up to the mark, but in my current visit to India, the quality of the services and the products that I received is really in par with the kind of money being charged. It's like I really need to appreciate the people who worked behind creating these products and the marketing and the distribution. Everything that you people have done as a point of appreciation. Also, I tried to try out some products that are being made in Kerala, but unfortunately, like towards the end of my visit, I was trying to purchase and the delivery was at least for 4 to 5 days. I didn't have that kind of time frame, because then suddenly we decided to get back. So I didn't have the opportunity to try out products that were made in Kerala, but definitely I'd be trying it out in my next visit, because at the end of the day, we purchase and there is movement of the products, then that is how the economy really encouraged to produce and distribute and market more products from our own places. So I just wanted to mention these points here before I proceed with this hot topic. So elections, yes, I don't know if I should say that. Yeah, but no surprises, I must say, from the election results. I didn't find any surprises at all. The only surprise was, of course, Tamil Nadu. Other than that, no surprises at all personally. Okay, this is just my point of view here. And now coming to the personal political experiences. Okay, this is a story that I think I must share here, and this happened years ago. Okay, like when I was starting my career in my early 20s, just trying to establish my career in HR and consultancy and all that. And I was associated with a very reputed brand. We were trying to establish the specific branch in a specific place. We were like working tirelessly to establish ourselves as professionals, and establish the brand as an integral part of the market. And a lot of effort and hard work is being put on, and we were working, really stretching our limits and working really hard to achieve the specific dream and all that, with all the drive and vigor and enthusiasm and energy and all that, just out of, just I think 2 years after my college or something like that. So you have so much of energy and so much of vision and dreams, and all that thing is happening. And so what happened was like a lot of client meetings. One of the clients, very prominent brand, and headed by, at that time, they had got a new, I think, VP or general manager, I don't know, for the specific brand. And it is a very prominent brand here. And if I mention the name, I'm sure all of you would know. Obvious reasons, I'm not going to mention the name of the brand. And it was, they had this new person come down, and they had this person working for them in India, specifically in Kerala, and they had brought this person to handle the overseas expansion, because I believe she was extremely good in Kerala, and they wanted her expertise for the overseas market as well. And then they had brought her here, and she was heading the expansions for the entire, I suppose it was for the entire GCC, and they were planning a huge expansion, and she was heading the expansion. And so they wanted a lot of people to join them. And so she called us, and she said she wanted a meeting. We went and met her, and she shared her and her organization's vision with us. And she said that she need a lot of expertise from us in terms of manpower, in terms of talent, in terms of advice. She wanted a lot of learning from us. The growth expected was such a huge growth that she was planning of within a year or two for her organization. And so she wanted solid people to assist her in this specific growth, fast-paced growth that she was planning to achieve in a very short span. We were like, yeah, we are here to assist you in any which way you want to. So she kept on calling us, but she never actually gave us any business. She used to call us, we used to sit with her for meetings, and the meetings used to go on for 1.5, 2 hours. The result was almost like zero, like we used to go to her, like, we have our travel expenses, we're taking our cars or even whatever we are taking, and we are going there, meeting her. We have a crowd going to meet her. So even the time being spent is for a business is in terms of, it's considered in terms of expenses for the organization. And we are going there and sitting for hours together to discuss her requirements or her growth and or her vision and her learning. But at the end of the day, we were not receiving any kind of solid business from her. We were just discussing for hours and hours and hours, and it was going on like that. I think for at least 2-3 months these discussions were going on without any concrete results for us from her. But still, as a client and as a prerequisite for client management, we always went to meet her whenever she requested a meeting. Okay, then what happened was like one day I was sick and I couldn't go to the office, and I informed the office that I'm sick and I will not be coming to the office. I was down with some flu or fever, and then I went to the doctors. I took medicine, and I felt a little better at around 10, 11. Once I took the antibiotics, I felt better, and I was like, okay, and my phone was ringing endlessly, okay, a whole day, till 10, 11, the phone was ringing endlessly. So I was like, maybe there is some emergency in the office, and I saw like there were a lot of calls. I have this lady's name in the tip of my tongue, but I'm not going to discuss it. As I mentioned, this happened 2025, so many years ago, okay. But I still remember her. She was such a beautiful person to look at, very stylish. Nobody would say that she is a Malayali because she had such Western style, and she had good communication skills. She presented herself always in Western clothes, so nobody would recognize or define her as an Indian even, because she never wore any Indian clothes or Indian. She never had any Indian symbols on her. So she was like completely Western looking kind of person, good English, mastery over the English language, and she was pretty, pretty westernized and pretty international and all that. And I really admired her, and she was double my age at that time. Okay, I'm talking about 25 years ago, and she was double my age and so senior and holding a senior position. Holding a very senior position in a very reputed organization that had been in the market for so many years. Okay, she was part of a very important brand name at that time, and even now it's a very prominent brand name all around GCC, I must say. So I saw there were a couple of calls from her, and there were other clients also who were calling me. So I was like, okay, let me go to the office. Maybe there is some kind of emergency or something. Anyway, I'm feeling better after the antibiotics. I'll just go attend to this important calls, and then I'll maybe go take rest. Anyway, I'm on a leave. I'm on a sick leave. I have all the medicine supply and everything. I went to the doctor and all. So I have the details ready with me, and then I decided to go to the office. And I reached the office and I called a couple of my important clients with whom there was serious onboarding was going on, and I had to interact with them. And I spoke to those clients, those candidates and management team and all. And then of course I called her because she was, as I mentioned, she used to call us, entertain us for hours, and she used to learn how the business is happening. She used to acquire all the knowledge from us, but never paid us or never gave us any actual solid business. So for us, she was not a very important person because she was consuming our cost without any actual profit to us. Still, just to maintain a client relationship, we used to entertain her. Okay, so then I called her. As soon as she picked the call, she was like, how come you're running this kind of a business where you're sleeping till the sun rises at your back? This is the exact sentence that she asked me. Okay, she didn't say hi, how are you, what, nothing. Immediately she started blasting me. How come you're not answering my calls? I had been calling you since morning and you're sleeping till the sun rises sun sets in the west. And she started blasting me on the top of her voice. Okay, first of all, I'm not obliged to respond to her because I have my management and I have my office where I'm reporting. I'm not reporting to her for her to blast me or to tell me that when I have to answer or when I have to come to the office. She had no right, because I'm the person who actually opens the office in many days and closes the office many days, because I used to reach office so early and I used to leave the office so late. So I used to be one of those people. My team and my office people knew who I was and what was the kind of effort I was putting to build this specific organization in this specific region. So she had no right to question me, and she had no idea or understanding of I was sick or anything. She didn't even bother to ask also why I was late or why I was not answering the calls. Instead of that, she took it her right to blast or shout at me. And I was like, ma'am, you have no right to shout at me in this manner because I'm not working for you. First of all, you must understand that. Because she's not stopping. She was going on and personal attacks from rising. And she was not using these kind of words, okay? She was actually using the bad words for backside and all that. She was actually using the bad words. And she was shouting. When, as I mentioned, she has no right to question a consultant because we are not doing any serious business with her, though we were entertaining her as a client. Then she was non-stop going. Then I was like, ma'am, I have no obligation to answer you because I'm not working for you. I have my team where I'm reporting. I have no obligation to answer you, and I have no interest in entertaining your shouting. This is the exact word I used. Please do not shout at me. I have no obligation to listen to your shoutings because I'm not reporting to you, and I would appreciate if you use better words with me. So this is the exact words I used against her, and I don't know what kind of mood she was in or something. I was also sick. I was down with flu and I was taking medication, and on top of that I have to listen to her shouting non-stop. She was going, okay, she was going. Then when I responded to her, and she was trying to corner me, saying that I'm not working or whatever. She was trying to portray me as a person who is not serious about work and who is sleeping till noon. That kind of image she was trying to build to me. And I don't know how people react, but whenever somebody corners me for things I don't do or things I have never thought or have not done in my life, I get so agitated. If somebody accuses you of things you didn't do, what is your response? I'm eager to understand. I mean, I immediately say that I'm not that kind of a person, or I didn't do that. I always respond by saying that I didn't do it. Please be a little more professional in your communication is something I always say. And if they raise their voice and if they're not listening to me, then I raise my voice and communicate. And I never get angry. I've never gotten angry, but I do make sure that I respond to in a manner where they listen. So this happened and I was like, ma'am, I'm not responsible to respond to you because I'm not reporting to you, and I have a person whom I'm reporting to, and I have my management and my team whom I'm responsible to. I have no reason to respond to you, and this is not the way for you to talk to a consultant. The only thing I said, and I don't know, she again went on blasting and she said that you have no clue who I am. You have no idea who I am. I don't know, maybe I hurt her ego or her stature or her status. I don't know what happened. She immediately took it very personal and she was shouting at me on a personal level, though I have no obligation to her personally and I just know her professionally. She went on a personal level and then she started saying that you have no clue where I'm coming from. I'm coming from this specific district in Kerala, the most prominent party district of Kerala. She mentioned that I'm coming from there and I have the capacity and the strength and everything to destroy you, destroy your career and destroy your family. She really started personally attacking me, okay? And I was just listening because I have to listen because she's a client, and I was like, it was entertaining for me. I didn't take it seriously. I thought that maybe her ego got hurt, or because I don't know what, maybe she's in a bad mood or something, and she's just projecting that anger towards me. I didn't take her seriously at all, okay? For me, it was just the anger of a senior manager, maybe who's under a lot of pressure or whatever, I don't know. And she was trying to vent out that anger and pressure upon me by attacking me personally. So that was the only thing, and I didn't take her seriously at all. And I was like just listening to her coolly and all that. So she actually told me, she threatened me saying that she'll destroy my career, she'll destroy my life, she'll destroy everything for me. And again, I didn't take it seriously. I thought that maybe she's, in anger, people say so many things which they don't mean later, on a later stage, and act in various manners, and they don't mean it later, once they cool down, calm down, they come to the normal situation. I have had many situations where people really raise in their anger and they do and react and say so many things which they don't mean, and then they calm down and come to be the normal people who they are actually. I thought the same for her. I didn't expect her to actually do the things which she threatened me. I left it and I was busy with my own things. She banged the phone down and she left, and I was busy doing too many things. Then at the end of the day, I had a call from our head office, and they were like, did you have any problem with anybody? And then I was like, yeah, there was a situation in the morning. A client was calling and shouting. Yeah, did she say anything with regard to your career or with regard to your life or anything? And I said, yeah, she was trying to threaten me, saying that she'll destroy my career and my life and all. And I didn't take it seriously, but they said that she was actually serious. I was like shocked. Oh my God, she's so senior. She's holding such a senior position. Why would she want to threaten? Why would she be threatened by nobody like me? Like I was half her age. I was just trying to establish my career. I had nothing to lose for her to make me lose, So for me, I was a nobody. And I had so much of respect and admiration for a successful professional like her. And I'm like, why would she want to destroy a nobody like me? I was thinking, so that's why I didn't take it seriously, For me, I'm a nobody and she's somebody, or I put her on a pedestal. Why would she want to destroy me? But no, she was very serious. What she did was she went to our website and took down all the important people's emails in our organization. And we used to advertise, our organization used to advertise in a huge manner in the prominent newspapers of the region. And so we had the important people's email ID there also. So she went to our website and took the email IDs. She went to the advertisements that we used to put in the newspapers. She took those email IDs and she sent a mass email complaining that I need to be terminated from my job, or this huge development she was planning to give. It was like, millions of worth of project, our company will not receive it. So this was the threat that she had sent to all the prominent people in my organization. And she also said that only because of me they'll be losing millions of dirhams of deals, because I did not respect her, or I don't know. She was trying to blame me in various ways, and she threatened that she will not work with our organization, and she will also try to destroy me and my life and my career, and all those threats she had written in the email. I don't know what my management thought, and they were like, we don't think Rehana is that kind of a person, and we support Rehana in whatever decision she's making. I was shocked. Okay, I was shocked because she was promising a business worth millions of dirhams, and for me, I was a nobody. I was just starting my career, and the management actually supported me and stood by me. I was surprised. Okay, I was surprised and I was shocked, and I'm eternally thankful to the management, because thereon we went on to create a fantastic setup. I grew so well in that organization. They grew so well, and we had such fantastic business in the coming years, and we established this specific branch, and it was an awesome setup that we built eventually. So what I understood from that is that if you have a management who are capable of making their own decisions rather than listening to the gossips or the people, if they have the capacity to recognize who are there to actually help you build and who are there trying to actually create problems for you, that kind of smart management makes a lot of difference in any business. So this is the biggest lesson I learned from them, and I think they were experts in analyzing people. They came from the talent management, they were professionals for so many years, and they had been handling talent for so long that their expertise could evaluate people properly, and they decided to stand by me and support me, even though they had millions of business worth of millions of dirhams at stake. They still chose to support me, the nobody. So that was a lesson on so many levels, and the most important is, understanding, differentiating between people who are trying to build and trying to destroy. Second lesson is, of course, loyalty. A management trying to support their employee rather than a person who is coming from outside, and the management trusting the employee more than the advisor. That was the second most lesson that I learned from this management, is the loyalty that they give to their employees. And when they show you that kind of loyalty, even you want to show that kind of loyalty to the management. So these are all certain lessons that I learned, and I believe is something for life that I learned. And then what happened was, like, so how is the political influence? She threatened me with the political influence that she had back home. So she specifically told me that I come from this specific political party back home in Kerala, and I'm coming from this specific district that is very famous for political parties. I do not want to mention the district, but if I mention, everybody would know. And she said that I have a very quintessential or extreme hold on the political parties in the state, and I can use all my force to attack you and destroy your family and career. And this is exactly she said, and this is exactly she tried to do also. I thought she will not do, but she actually tried to destroy me and my career and my life using her political influence. But luckily, the organization and the management decided to stand by me, with me, rather than the opposite party. a lesson learned, and I just wanted to share this story here as how a political person or a person or a business person with a lot of political influence tried to cut me off at a very early stage of my life. So thank you for your time here. Until we meet next time. Bye bye.